Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, today is your second dose of your weekly salty batch files, and here, like I promised you, we do have some good video examples to talk and go over, as well as some other post examples to go over, because again, the salt and delusion never ends. That's why we're here. Buckle up, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what we're going to do is jump right to the salt, but right before I do, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. At this time of recording, we did hit over 2,000 subscribers, so we hit that goal. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and shift that goal up a little bit more to 2,500. I know we can. I'm still blown away at 2,000, but at this point, I can't leave anything off the table. I think you guys enjoy it, so thank you for the support. Now, that being said, let's continue here. Now, this is a new person to the channel, Tej, but thought this was a great example. Let's take a look here. So as you can see, he goes on a little bit of a tangent over time. Hey, Halo, when are you going to fire 343 and hire a competent studio to fix your game before 343 puts it in the dirt for good? 343i is one of those jobs I'd be embarrassed to keep on my resume. Imagine if you've been there since day one and having to erase 10 years of your career just to save face when applying for your next job when they go under. Yikes times 2 so far. I've literally been searching with Rivalfy in multiple playlists and have failed to load into games for 2 going on 3 hours straight now. This is absolutely ridiculous. Fire 343. And then continues on, I've been supporting Halo with my time, finances, energy, sometimes blood, sweat, and tears since 2005. Doesn't surprise me with who they have running their company, but this is wild. And of course, the official Halo account has blocked them. Was it something I said? It's like, you know, they can't have their cake and eat it too at this point. Like, you can criticize, but you do have to be careful how you criticize. And when you're calling for people's heads, whether it's justified or not, obviously 343 has fumbled the ball multiple times on multiple iterations, and Infinite was supposed to be the biggest bag to nail down, so to speak. That did not happen. Do I think Tej is out of line here? Not necessarily. However, the whole mantra of like, was it something I said? That's crazy. Yeah, you can't keep nitpicking at them. They're going to eventually be like, dude, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes here that led us into this direction and so on and so forth, I'm sure. Does that excuse everything? Probably not, but it is pretty funny nonetheless that you have a big Halo fan and you block them. It'll be interesting if they continue to support any future Halo entries or even the past or current ones, right? Would like to see what's going on there. We'll see if that comes up in my timeline or however that comes across, but let's keep going here. Paul Tassi. Now, Paul Tassi, I don't usually give him the benefit of the doubt too often because he is pretty biased without any, assumption of to each their own kind of thing. Now, he states to say, where I agree with him here, I do not say this lightly, but everyone remotely interested in video game news should block this account. So, I do give a high five and I do give credit to Paul for at least calling out this account, because the rest of the Xbox fanboys do not do this. In fact, they egg Goat Gaming on. As he stated here, Xbox deal with Warner Brothers heating up according to insiders close to the situation. Xbox P3 has made an offer to buy studios like Rocksteady Games, Avalanche, blah, 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 blah. All this stuff, again, not true. The other follow-ups for Xbox fanboys, such as Gaz and everybody in between, J-Rock and all them, actually egging him on, stating it's great trolling, they're recognizing him. So not only are they boosting the ego, and Goat doesn't like when I call him out, but hey, you know what? If you're gonna be dumb, you're gonna win dumb prizes. You're gonna get featured and stuff like this. Your crap is gonna get talked about. This isn't good. Again, Xbox fanboys think this is good. Like I mentioned just in my last video, this does more harm to the brand than good. So yes, keep egging him on by all means. And we'll see what helps out for the Microsoft ecosystem or Xbox ecosystem at that point. But it's like they don't learn their lesson. They don't care. And that's why we're here. Again, this should be documented. This should be studied. It's insane. Whatever they think gets them a W for the day, by all means, go for it. Let's keep going on here. Now, post up here, as we know, everybody's favorite flat earther here. I have to say that because his logic also just doesn't line up 99% of the time. And here's an example of one as we are. 61 million PlayStation 5s, 118 million PS4s, 116 million active users. And he has the meme for and the GIF for trying to calculate that together. I don't know who's going to tell him, but first let's go over the response here. This is great. But so the reply, going by his logic, 2 billion mobiles, phones and whatever else, right? 1 billion PC, 23 million Series XS, and then 48 million Xbox Ones, yet only 30 million Game Pass users? What a good touche there from Goodman there. So props to you, thumbs up to you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't use logic whatsoever, right? I mean, not everybody subs to PlayStation Plus. Not everybody subscribes to Game Pass, obviously. That's why they're stuck at 30 million subscribers is all. You know, and it's not only that, there's multiple users in a household that can go off of one account even if they have their own username. The list goes on and on and on. That doesn't make any sense. There's too many circumstances to why that obviously doesn't add up. It's really simple here, but again, flat earth discovery there. Can't do basic math or at least common sense to be included in that. Problem solving skills are not his forte, it seems, but again, Goodman with a good burn like that and really using his common sense at this point for a good rebuttal there. But that being said, let's keep going here because we ain't done. Now, something I want to bring up here about Alex, by the way, and yes, we're going to get his fanboys flocking in the comments as we always do whenever we mention the mere name of Alex himself. So, look how synonymous, and I know my videos as well, I'm calling it out right now. I have Xbox fanboys, this, that, and the other, because that's what these segments are. We're fully realized here what the Salty Batch files are based off of. Xbox fanboys, delusionalist. I start the videos off with it just like so, but I also don't deny the fact that's what these videos are. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to be a fraud or a shill. I'm being 100% honest and why. Alex tries to pretend that he's not being a fraud, that he's trying to not be some sort of undercover Xbox fanboy, if you will. He may be a PC elitist, but at the very same time, he's catering to a particular audience. And he knows it, but he acts like he's not. Yes, he has a few PlayStation videos where he's going after some Xbox folks, but like I said in previous videos, he slaps them on the hand. You look kind of dumb doing that, right? And then moves on. And then here's another 15 to 20 PlayStation videos about the fanboys there, right? So as you can see here, as we have posted up, stupid PlayStation fanboys think PC is Xbox, PS5 is the only platform that has ray tracing. Unreal Engine 5 shows how stupid PlayStation fanboys are. Stupid PlayStation fanboys. Stupid PlayStation fanboys. The PS5 SSD beta proves how stupid PlayStation fanboys are. Do you see? Do you see the hypocrisy when someone comes to my channel and says stuff about Xbox fanboys? I never said I wasn't, or that I pretend to go after PlayStation fanboys. I admit that they are out there, but these segments are called the Salty Batch Files, and they are going after the delusional Xbox fanboys. And yes, there is a lot more. There just is. Go out there. It's not hard to find actual delusion. Is there some instances that Alex finds for the PlayStation fanboys and what he's saying here? Absolutely not denying that. But what I'm stating is, can you see how hypocrisy is involved here, right? Do we see it? Plain as day. I'm not denying that I'm not going after PlayStation fanboys. That's not what these segments are. Simple as that. I'm not going to lie and be a fraud, but I'm also not lying and saying there are no PlayStation fanboys out there, or that there's not a good chunk of them out there that are a little delusional, that are a little off the wall. I've seen them, just not in higher degrees as the Xbox side of things are. This is what this segment is focused on. That's why we're here. I'm not here to spin it any other way and pretend any other way like Alex does. So just wanted to share that all with you in between everything here. Now, let's do our last post before we get to the videos here. Colt Eastwood. Like I said, he just can't stop being an idiot here. So, Colt Eastwood, PS5 and Xbox Series sales are down. Console sales can only grow when the device offers great games consistently. Are we sure he's not talking about PlayStation here, first of all? So far, too many remasters and too many gaps between great games. I'm glad he's arguing and trying to act like PlayStation's in a place that Xbox is at. I don't remember the last time a first-party AAA game was garnered to the competitive platform, basically. I'm yet to see it, right? Haven't seen it. Don't use MLB. That's a published game. They had to do it to keep the licensing rights. That's all you got. And don't use Lego because that is a Lego IP. They're using it and they're putting it on Switch, but guess what? It's not on Xbox, so good Lord. So anyways, thought that was interesting, but I do love Christopher here. PS5 and Xbox Series sales are down. Trying to make it seem like it's not that bad for Xbox. Xbox has been down year after year after year. PlayStation is down after a record year. Yes, you read that right. After a record year, are they going to continue to break records? With all things considered, no, they're not. Or more than likely not going to be. If they did, that'd be a hell of a feat, but that's just not going to happen more than likely. It doesn't matter if it's PlayStation, Xbox, Google, Amazon, whatever the case is, whatever you're trying to, compare here. But as we continue here, Xbox Series sales are terrible. Also true, they're down 42%, not 27% after a record year. It's not hard to compartmentalize here, folks. It's really not. Stop with the cope, right, is what he's saying. So he's right on all accounts here. Again, I don't see the delusion on the PlayStation side here. You want to pick people apart. Oh, he's a fanboy. If he is, he's not stating non-facts here. He's not making anything up here. Just like with me, folks get upset at me in this channel, but I'm not lying. I'm not making stuff up. We're showing actual posts. I'm not giving you false data, false hype, false hope towards anything, nothing like that. And here we are again, that Colt has to play damage control, that specifically, again, he plays on PC mostly, but has to sit there and shill because who knows what kind of deals Xbox and Microsoft is making with Colt as a mouthpiece, right? So he continues to do so. Again, another fraud and shill. This is what's insanity to me, right? I want nothing more than to like Xbox more than what they probably deserve. But when I constantly see this, because I'm involved in social media so often, it puts a bad taste in your mouth and it pushes people away. Not everybody's an eccentric like we are, or a lot of us might be, towards gaming in general. A lot of them are casuals out there, and again, that's 100% fine, right? 100% fine. But that's going to push the casuals away, is crap like this. Misinformation, overhyping, falsifying things. They all find out. Not everybody is as stupid as you think, Colt. And whether it's Goat, whether it's Gaz, Colt, J-Rock, Destin, whoever wants to be the idiot next to put their foot in their mouth, it does more harm than good. So, that being said, let's shift over to the videos here. Here's the first example again. Typically an Xbox podcast here, you'll recognize who they are, but let's take a quick look right here.
Revenue down a scary amount. That this is on a complete nosedive, dude. I mean, I don't know how you could read these numbers and spin it into anything positive. Like,
Mother always had a famous expression. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. They're telling us who they are.
We have to recognize, like, it's one thing for us, like, yes, we look at it, like, hardware's dying for them in real time. That's very clear. But they've also made it very clear, like, we do not care.
All right, so as you can see, the realization is starting to sink in, even for these more prone Xbox podcasts and whatever have you, right? They're at least starting to be a little bit honest, and that's the first step, is being a little bit honest. Okay, this isn't good. 42% down is not good. We have to look at the picture here. We have to recognize it, because how can things be fixed, or how can we hold those that we want to be accountable and have something good come of that, right? If you're not honest with it, nothing's going to get fixed. You're just going to keep pushing some dirt over it, or sweeping the dirt off, or putting a band-aid on it, whatever metaphor you want to use. And it's not going to solve anything. If you truly want that platform to do good and succeed and do better for you and as an ecosystem, you have to hold people and a platform accountable. You just do. Now, keeping with the theme, let's go to the next one here with Paris and company here. Take a look.
This is my opinion, but when I look at Xbox hardware, I think this generation is pretty much a lost cause moving forward.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Hardware is just in the toilet. Basically, I don't think it really makes business sense for Microsoft to be investing in this next generation of hardware when you can't even sell your current console and you can't give people a reason to buy your current generation of console. Like, clearly, it's not happening for them, right?
Yeah, boy.
All right, and so like you can see here, what I find interesting here is Ryan McCaffrey himself. You see how upset he gets when Paris is trying to be honest, which, pause real quick, already Paris is already upping Game Pass and COD soon after this video, by the way. And, you know, that's what's unfortunate. You try to hold them accountable. They say some of the right things, like, okay, they're seeing the light. They need to hold things accountable. And that, what better way than somebody that has a good following and a voice, a big voice, to sit there and project that to the audience, right? And be like, look, guys, this is the reality of the situation. This is what we need to do to fix that. Or here's what Microsoft should be doing to fix that. Please give your feedback to that. Nope. Here we have it. And not too long later that he go ahead and post something upping COD, Game Pass, it's a game changer, this and that, the subs are going to go up. It's just deflating. It's unfortunate. It's like, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, because again, guys, I don't want Xbox to go anywhere. I don't. But if they don't step it up, there's no competition, and guess what? The consumers are on the end of that stick, not receiving what they should. Consumers win by competition. Simple as that. I don't see Microsoft changing it, and the mouthpieces out there are not helping the situation. That's what's unfortunate for everybody, all the way around. Right? So, again, I do want to point out the fact that Ryan got so upset that Paris was being honest, if even only for a few moments, he got that upset. Well, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean, McCaffrey? What do you mean, Ryan? What do you mean? Can you not see the writings on the wall? Do you also not want to help anything out? You don't, because we see your posts all the time. You sit there and do the same thing as the rest of the frauds. You just do. So, again, you guys make your own bed and you lie in it. Now, that being said, let's go to the final video real quick. This is just a simple example of how upset some hardcore Xbox fanboys on a podcast are. Take a look.
Look at this shit! You smelly assholes! Where's that energy right now? It's falling behind the PlayStation 4. Is that shit gonna increase? No. It's gonna keep dropping. You said Xbox One was ahead of the Xbox Series consoles. It's terrible. It's a lost cause. It's over for Xbox. Why invest into hardware for next gen? I don't see the point. Bitch, this is the point right now. Shouldn't PlayStation invest into next gen or PlayStation 5 Pro? Keep that same energy, ho. Because we don't play here, bitch.
All right, and so you can hear the disgust, the concern, the eradication of what do we do? What do we do? It's not fair, right? That's basically all you're getting out of that video is it's not fair, blah, 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 blah. What about this? What about that? Again, it all rolls over to you're making your own beds, so lie in it. I mean, you're doing the lying part, but not the right kind of lying down. With the bed there as well. But, you know, keep lying to yourselves, to your fan bases, and you're going to continue to see what happens, right? It's going to continue to go on and on. It's a never-ending cycle. But, like I said, at least it gives us some content and some popcorn. We can sit back or have a drink, enjoy content like myself here. We like to go over all this here and just kind of really use it as a field study and say, what the heck is going on? What is going on? And it's interesting to see a train wreck. It's one of those train wrecks you just can't turn away from. That's why we're so involved in these. But I digress, right? That being said, we'll wrap up the video here, folks. I appreciate you sticking around for the entirety of the video, especially if you did. If you did, leave a like, a comment. Would love to hear from you down below. That also helps out the algorithm. And again, at this time of recording, we are over 2,000 subscribers, so thank you so much again for hitting that goal. Let's go ahead and get all the way up there to 2,500. 2.5k subs. I know we can do it. So if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. Thank you all again. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see you all next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.